Hello friends, in this section I'm going to tell you how to install XAMPP on Windows 10. Now to install XAMPP on Windows 10, you need to download the setup from its official website. Now the official website is apachefriends.org. So to do that, we have to first open our browser. Now in our case, the browser is Google Chrome, so I'll double click on it and the Google Chrome will open like this. Now here in the address bar we have to type apachefriends.org. I have already typed over here, so you only have to type this one and then click enter. When you press enter, this particular page will open for you. Now this page is basically the home page of apachefriends.org. Here you can see XAMPP is written and the different components that you can get with the XAMPP is mentioned over here, like Apache server, MariaDB, this is the database, and PHP and Perl. So this is the script language, and this XAMPP is going to interpret this language. And here the X means cross platform. That means you can run XAMPP under Windows, under Linux, as well as under Apple OS X. Now in our case it is Windows, so I'm going to show you with Windows only. Now from here you can click on download option. So when you click on download, you're going to get this window. Now in this window you'll have different versions. Now you can see different versions are mentioned over here with the different version numbers. So and you can see over here the sizes are mentioned. So from here you can select the latest one. So I'm going to go with the latest one, which is download 32-bit. One important thing over here is 32-bit. Remember, it is 32-bit architecture, although the Windows 10 is 64-bit, but you can download this one also. It's going to work no problem. So we have to click on this download. Now one more thing friends, like for download it is 120 MB, so it will take time. So to speed up the process, I have already downloaded it in my computer. So let's see. So you'll get this in the download folder. So I'll open the download folder. Here it is. Now you can see over here, this is the software package, that is XAMPP. So simply double click on it. Now after double click on it, the process will start. It will take 1 or 2 seconds. Yes, now it starts. Now as soon as you open it, you'll get this message. This message is basically saying that important because an activated user account control UAC on your systems, some functions of XAMPP are possibly restricted, like this way. So no need to bother about this. You just simply click on OK. Now when you click on OK, the wizard will start. Now you can see over here, welcome to XAMPP setup wizard. Just click next. Now in this you can see there are different components that we have already seen in our web page also. So these are the components we have, like server, programming language, what are the offerings of this particular XAMPP. So the servers are like Apache, MySQL server, FileZilla, Mercury, Tomcat, like this one. So and in the programming language we are getting the PHP and the Perl and some other languages also. Now make sure that all the things are ticked, means the checkbox must be ticked. Now don't change anything, let it be the default one. I'm not going to change anything, it's remain the default one only. And simply I'm going to click on next. Now it is going to ask for the installation folder, that means where you are going to install the XAMPP. Now I'm going to install the XAMPP in the C drive only, which is the default location. So and the folder name is XAMPP under the C drive. So leave it like this way only, no need to change, although you can change it as per your requirement if you want, but I'm stick to the default one only. I'm not going to change it. So I'm simply click on next. Now this is the window where you have to just uncheck this option that is written here, learn more about Bitnami for XAMPP. So just uncheck it, no need to go for this. Now just click on the next button. Now here it is written, setup is now ready to begin installation of XAMPP on your computer. So you have to simply click on next. Now as you click on the next, you can see over here the unpacking of the file starts. And friends, this unpacking will take a bit of time, so I will just keep the matter in pause, and when it is get finished, I'll be right back. Alright, now you can see over here, now the work is done, completing the XAMPP setup wizard. Now you can see over here the setup has finished installing the XAMPP on your computer. Now it is going to open the control panel. Now as soon as you click on the finish, the control panel will automatically start. So just leave it to this tick mark only, just click on finish, and over here it's asks to select a language. As I can understand English, so I'll go with this flag, that is US flag, so it's English. Now I click on save button. Now as soon as click on save, you can see this window will open, and this window is basically the XAMPP control panel as it is written over here. Now you can see the different modules that you have installed, the components, that is Apache, MySQL, FileZilla, Mercury, Tomcat, and here are the different actions that you can take: start, stop, and here it is mentioned port, PID. So in the next section, I'm going to tell you about this particular control panel, how to start, what is config, and other things in the next. Hello friends. So in the previous section, you have already seen how to install XAMPP on Windows 10. Now in this section, I'm going to tell you how you can configure XAMPP. Now after finishing the installation process, we can directly open the control panel of XAMPP. So I have already pinned the XAMPP on my taskbar. As you can see over here, I have already pinned it. Now what I have to do is I have to just simply click on it. So when I click on it, you will see that this is the control panel. It will open in front of you. Now these are the modules, means the components of XAMPP that I have already installed. Now Apache is there, MySQL, FileZilla, Mercury, Tomcat, these all are the modules I'm having. Now over here I can see the PID is written, that is called process ID. Over here I can have the port numbers on which the particular service will get activate and listen to it. And here's the action where we can start, we can stop the process. And over here the admin to cross check and cross verify, and configure, log, and here these are the options to configure the control panel, that is the XAMPP control panel only, to configure it. Now let's see one by one, we'll see to this matter. Now let's starts with Apache. Now over here in the Apache, I just first click on start. So when I click on start, as you can see that the PID and the process, there are two process, like PID is 1196, another is 1376. Two process will start. Another one is over here the port number. So it is listening on two port numbers. One is 80, another one is 443. And after that, if you want to open MySQL, you can again click on the start, and the MySQL database server will start. So like this way, these are the different modules. You can start by pressing this start button. Now suppose I want to check whether it's really working or not. So in that case, as it is now, you can see it is already open. I have to only click on admin. So when I click on admin, you can see the XAMPP page is open. Now to check this whether it's working or not, you can check over here, like see over here the local host / dashboard. Now this is the dashboard for the XAMPP. So this is the proof that yes, your XAMPP is working on your Windows 10. Now again go back to the control panel. So I've just closed it. Now over here you can see like the port is 80, another port is 443. Now friends, you can change this port also. Like suppose if I want to change this port, I have to simply click on configure. Now when I click on the configure, it will going to open on a notepad editor. Click on it, choose over here, this is the first option, Apache httpd.config. So I click on it, so it will open on a notepad. You can see over here the notepad, it will open. Now in this notepad, you have to search for option listen. You can see over here, see here it is, listen. Now it is 80, it is written over here 80. So this is the port number on which the Apache is listening. So if you want to change it, you can change it also. For example, I'll show you one change. Now suppose I have to change this one to 8080. Now one very important thing you have to see, that before you make these changes, you please go through the netstat of the computer, of your computer, is there any other service listing to this particular port or not. Now as I'm using it 8080 port, so over here I will just change it. Here also I will change it to 8080. So there are the two places I have to make changes, and now I have to save it. So I'll save and then I close it. Then again I have to stop this service. So I'll stop this service and then again I start it. Now you can see, friends, now earlier it was 80, now see what is it? It is 8080. Now the ports change, means now this particular service is listening on this particular port. Now the thing is, if I now click on admin, now see what happened. If I click on admin, it is definitely going to open that page. Earlier we have opened that to cross check under port number 80. So when I click on it, what will happen? It will generate an error, because the default port for Apache is 80, and now we have changed that port 80 to 8080. So that's why we need to make one correction. Now see what I have to do. Just click on this localhost over here. So immediately after the localhost, you have to type colon and 8080. Now when you type this and press enter, see. So now as we have changed this port, the default port is 80. So whenever you change the port, you have to mention that which port it is listing right now. So separately you have to mention it, like over here. Alright friends, now again I'm closing this one. Now this is how we can configure it. So I again configure back to its original port number, because the very important thing is 8080 is actually using by Tomcat. So because of this, and the default Apache is using 80 port, so that's why I'm again change it to its default format. So again I will click on configuration and I'll come to this particular option, and then I will again make this correction, changes to 80, and over here again 80. Now click on file and then click on save. Now just close this part. Now stop once and then again start. Now see, it is now its default setting once again. Now over here you can start MySQL also. Similarly, you can check MySQL also over here using admin. You can change the configuration also. So same process we can follow for the other options also. Now the important thing over here in this control panel, this till now whatever I have said, it is regarding these individual modules. Now if you see this XAMPP control panel, you can see over here config, netstat, other things are also mentioned. So these are not so important for you, because right now it is not important for XAMPP to check all these things. So my concentration is only on XAMPP, how you can configure. So I'm not going to show you all these options. So but still I will show you one more. Like for example, if I click on netstat is very important. As I told you that you have to set this port number to 80, sometimes it is 8080. So before you do that, as I know, that's why I have done it, but before you do that, you always have to check the netstat. Now see what is it. Now when I click on the netstat, I place it over here, this control panel over here. Now friends, you can see over here, the netstat will show you which are the different services using different ports and what are their PID. Now different ports means this httpd.exe is basically our Apache module. So this Apache module is using 80 port. Along with this, again httpd.exe, it is also using another port 443, you can see over here. So you have to check all the service port number from here, which is presently running on your system. Now as it is running on your system, it is very important that you should check all these ports. Alright, and then you can configure, you can put the port numbers in by using that configuration button, but make sure you just do this before you proceed to any of this step. So I'm going to close this one, refresh, and then I close it. Yes, so here it is done. Now if I click on config, let's see what happened. When I click on the config, now see, this is nothing much. Here you can see the editor, because when we click on config and open the configuration file, it by default open on the notepad. So it is open in the notepad. Now the next thing is, when I move on to this part over here, you can see auto start, means when this control panel will start, then which are the different modules automatically going to start. Now over here I have unchecked all these options, because I don't want that without my permission it will automatically start. So that's why I have not checked it. So you can also do that one, but it varies because if you want, you can change it also. You can put the tick marks on Apache, so Apache will automatically start when you open XAMPP. Alright, so I'm not going to change anything over here. Whatever it is there, it's a default setting, so I'm keep the default setting as it is. So I just click on about. So friends, as you can see, in this XAMPP control panel, it's very easy. You can see that Apache, MySQL, or whatever other modules if you want to use, you have to only install the XAMPP, and XAMPP will look after your problems. So the thing is, it's very easy, very simple. Only you have to do is install it, and it's somewhat like plug and play, so you can easily plug and play it. So you can see it is open, and now I'm going to stop it. Now I have to quit. So friends, in this section of my video, I'm going to tell you that how you can store HTML file inside an Apache server and then render it from your browser. Now to do that, that means to create an HTML file, you need an editor. So in this case, I'm going to use an editor that is Notepad. So I just click on this Notepad, and here it is. Now I'm going to type the HTML code. Now to write down an HTML code, it is not mandatory, it is not necessary that you always have to start with HTML. You can directly start with body. And after that, I'll close the pair of this tag, and then this is just a example I'm going to show you. That's why I'm not writing any big code over here. So I'm using a header, and inside that header I'm going to show you just inside Apache HT docs, and then simply I close this header. So this is what the heading is get closed. So this is what the body tag, which is opened over here. Here it is closed, and inside or between that I have already mentioned this particular thing. Now I have to just click on file and then save. Now when I do this one, where I'm going to save is inside C drive. I have to move on to C drive, and inside C drive I have to check for XAMPP. See over here, XAMPP. Now you have to just open it, XAMPP, and inside this you have to see this HT docs. This is the place where we have to save the HTML file that we want to render from a browser. So I just click on it, and then I click on open, and here I have to type the file name. So I'm typing a file name, test1.html. So after doing this, I just click on save. Make sure that file extension must be HTML. It's not text. You should change that to HTML. So friends, after this I'm going to close it, and then I'm going to open the browser. I'm using Internet Explorer, so I'm just open it. Basically it's an Edge, because it is Windows 10, so it is Edge now, it is known as. So over here I just click, and then I'll write here local host /test1.html, because inside the local host means inside HT docs, and that is also inside XAMPP. So inside that we have reached, and inside that again we have written test1.html. Now when I do this, just click on it and wait, it is processing. All right, So it is showing an error. The reason behind this is we have not started the Apache server because it is closed. So to do this one, I have just to click on this. The control panel will open, and after that I have to start the Apache server. Now once the Apache server starts, you can see over here it starts. Now I just minimize it and again once refresh it. Now see, inside Apache HT docs. So now this is the statement I have written inside HTML files. Now it is showing. So this is how you can render any HTML file using the local host or using the Apache server. So one thing only you have to do is, again I'm going to show you over here, that you just have to see which is that place actually. So inside my computer or this PC, go inside the C drive, and here when you see where you can see the XAMPP, you open the XAMPP, and then you find out HT docs. Now see over here we have saved test1.html. so this is the file which is inside this. So friends, this is how you can render the HTML file using XAMPP and Apache. Now I'm going to shut the Apache, to stop it, and then I quit. That's it friends. So I'm going to end my tutorial. I hope you like it, and if you like it, please like, share and subscribe my channel.